Well, hey, congratulations for Bloodthirsty.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Well, for both of you, this is nothing new into the realm of horror. Why do you guys love horror so much for both of you?
um, I keep getting typecast in horror, but like I'm not complaining. I love it. I think it's probably like one of the funnest genres to act in because it's the stakes are so high that it allows for a lot of fun. But yeah, I kind of fell into it, to be honest. I never thought it would be a genre that I would be mainly acting in. I thought I would maybe do more dramas and comedy because that's kind of why I started acting. Was I love comedy, but here I am, and I love it. No complaints.
And I play, primarily monsters, in no matter what the genre is. Sometimes in comedies too, like just monsters. So I guess horror seems to be a natural fit for what is clearly my malevolence, and poor adjustment to the rigors of nice living.
Okay. So then what's the particular attraction to do a werewolf movie like a Bloodthirsty for either of you?
For me, it was a variety of things. The werewolf element was just super cool. I had barely seen any werewolf films, so that was interesting to me to kind of go into something that I haven't done before. Then obviously it being female-led, female-fronted, and knowing that there's not many female werewolves in films was pretty awesome. The character being queer, because I'm also queer in real life, so an opportunity to represent the queer community. The fact that Amelia Moses is directing it. I worked with her on a film, Bleed With Me, that we shot 1 year prior to Bloodthirsty. So she was a part of it. I was completely sold. And then obviously like the music in the film. I'm also a musician and songwriter. So hearing the music is what just without a doubt sold me on the film, because it's just incredible. It's like beautiful and haunting. And I was like, if I get to sing this music, it's dream job.
That's a lot of boxes to check.
Exactly.
What about for you, Greg?
Yeah, I thought the idea that runs underneath about what is your obligation as an artist to your art, and what do you need to sacrifice to be authentic and true in your art. And I think so many times we're prisoners of expectation and social niceties, and the idea that we don't want to show our true self because we're afraid of being judged for that. But that's the place, like that ugly, beautiful place underneath the pretty exterior is usually where the most meaningful work is created, and the most meaningful relationships for that matter. So this idea of pushing someone past their comfort zone to where their real voice is sounded was exciting as an artist, because it's something that, obviously we all struggle with as people, and myself as as in an industry that sort of can make you neurotic and wanting people's approval and needing it. And that sort of desperation gets you further and further away from just sounding your own voice. So that was exciting for me. Plus, it's always nice to get into a leather jacket with a fur collar and throw on some werewolf makeup and hunt, right? It's always you can't beat that on a Friday night.
Can't beat it.
Now, Lauren, you had the opportunity to sing and lend your voice to Lowell's music. How was that? Was that kind of easy for you, or was it kind of daunting? Which direction did we go with?
It was an honor, honestly. I really love Lowell as an artist, and I had listened to her music even before anything about Bloodthirsty had even been thought of yet. So to know that she was a part of co-writing this, and that the music she had also co-written with a few other people, and there definitely was some pressure of I hope she thinks that I'm good enough. Which is interesting because it's also just inherently what Gray's character is thinking in the movie, right? She's trying to write her second album, and she's like, is it going to be good enough? Is this what the people want? Is the label going to like it? Da, da, da. There's all these pressures that I was kind of also feeling in just making this movie. But no, it was such an honor, and the songs are, like I said, so beautifully haunting, and the lyricism is amazing. And when I heard the music like that, I could just picture the entire movie already. So it was, once I got into it, it was really easy to just kind of sink into it. And the way that Lowell crafted these songs, it's so easy to, it's so easy to like portray those songs because they're just so well written. So yeah, once I got into it, it was easy for me. But the hard part was not having a lot of time to prep leading up to the shoot. I think I had about 5 days to learn all of these songs and also learn piano. So that was a challenge for sure.
It was interesting that those songs and the way Lawrence sang them, particularly the Bloodthirsty, because that was the first one we were sort of working on, changed the movie for me in a really kind of interesting way. As an actor, a lot of times you look at a script and you have ideas about a relationship, the way the characters are written and the dynamics, and you do your little sleuthing about. But then when you get on set with another human being, things happen that you just could never have planned and you didn't anticipate, and they change you. I mean, there's a real alchemy to it all. And when Lauren started singing that song, I felt vulnerable with it. Like there's those songs when you were really young and you were uncertain about life, and there was just like this haunting pop song that just caught something about that fragility of youth. And the way she sang, it took me to a really interesting, vulnerable place. So although Vaughn is very Machiavellian and manipulative with what he wants to do and ruthless, to me, there was an insecurity about it because there was such honesty in the way she sang that it affected me personally in such an interesting and unsettling way that it affected the way we were together, which was, I think those accidents are always the best part of acting. Like you prepare and you have your plans, but then magic happens and something unexpected happens. And if you allow yourself to be with that, I think that's true in life. It takes you somewhere unexpected and usually a whole lot more interesting.
Well, speaking of magic happen, Lauren, what's it like to bite off Greg's face?
Oh, so fun. That was a fun scene to shoot, the whole absinthe scene. I remembered like when I first saw it come together, that with the editing, I was like, oh shit, that looks really cool. Because it's hard to tell on the day because you go from like, cut, and then Greg has to get makeup and that takes however long it takes. And I was like, oh man, I hope this works. But seeing it, it's so cool. I loved those little subtleties too that we really tried to put in, whenever Gray was kind of having like an impulse, she would clench her jaw and like grab her jaw it's like she's trying to suppress something. So it was fun to work with those kind of like little hints of something, and then to just have it like that's the first time it kind of explodes and she doesn't hold it back. Yeah, it was really fun. How's it for you, Greg?
It's amazing. I mean, it was one of those bucket list things of like, do you want to get your face bitten super hard? And
yeah,
like, yeah, hello, take two. Now it was again, the whole set was so the idea of her coaxing someone towards this primal reactiveness, this aliveness, this wildness was kind of exciting. So then the way Amelia set up the scenes, they really they played, like she didn't cut a lot up. She let the scene play and knew how she wanted to guide it. But we had lovely long runs into it, so tension could build between us, and those moments sort of came out of something as opposed to like, let's just do the bite again and do the bite again and do the bite again. So that was it was just fun. It's fun to be bitten. Little werewolf reference there.
Hey, good one.
And the transformation scenes was being in the makeup chair was also fun, or was that took a long time for for you folks?
I think it definitely took a long time, and sometimes you just want to get through it so that you can do the thing. But it's also so cool to just witness the very slow like transformation, and just to watch the makeup artists doing their thing is so cool to me. I'm always so interested about like everyone else's jobs on set too, and like what they're doing and why they're passionate about it. And so it was really cool to just watch the makeup artists putting it on, and I would be like asking them all these questions, and they'd be talking me through what they're doing and why. And yeah, it was really awesome.
And I liked how recognizable that you still are through the makeup, because they're building it on you, but they're building it on you. So it's just your own features are exaggerated into like a more wolfish form, but it's very recognizably you, which is kind of, it's fun, but it's exciting too, because we all have that element within us. We all have the angels and demons and darkness and light inside of us. So to see a physical manifestation of that, maybe more bestial element of ourselves is kind of fun. And I liked it. Like I enjoyed the look of that. I enjoyed the feel of it, which may be a psychological failing on my part, but like there's something very freeing when enough of you is hidden, but the truth of you comes out, that it felt like, oh, okay, like this is someone that doesn't have to be polite. This is someone that doesn't have to follow rules. This is someone who just gets to hunt by appetite, which is always a very intoxicating place to work from.
Absolutely. Well, hey, congratulations to you both for Bloodthirsty, and I can't wait to speak to both of you again in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gig.
Thank you. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.